Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I am here at Brown's in Pacific Center with Steven Schelling, stylist at large, to talk about what's new for spring and summer. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm great. What are we looking at today, Steven?
We are looking at the greatest hits of this season in terms of what's on trend and what you can find here at Brown's.
And it's not boring this year.
No,
that's
it's
for sure.
not at all, and especially what you're
I've
wearing
got on.
right now.
I can barely walk in these things, people, so I'm going to gingerly step over here. And we're going to start off with nautical, which is something we see every year, but it's a little bit different this year.
Well, this year there's a lot more of it, and you'll find, you don't usually find something like this, which is a nautical heel, which has sort of a raffia wrap as well as a canvas top and some leather detailing. It's like a topsider, but it's not the topsider you wore at summer camp.
No, it's like a topsider and an espadrille had sex in the park and came back, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, and they were mystifyingly clean for sex in the park, but still.
Okay, and then we've got the naughty nautical stripes, always
We
a fave.
do. Now, we've got some men's and women's here. They're both based on, of course, the espadrille, the French beach, or Italian, if you will,
Yes.
beach footwear of choice. And so we have some lovely ones this year, stripes being the main motif if you're doing a nautical.
And great with jeans with the blue stripe here would be great to pair with denim.
It is. And then also, still in the men's realm, we have swims, which sort of came out, really made a splash last summer. Thank you. And they are a rubber, an EVA molded rubber.
And we've got the red for the swims too.
Exactly. And then we go into the other big trend this season, which is nudes.
Now nudes have been in style for the last few seasons, but they elongate the leg. I love the nude. So let's look at what's new.
Well, we've got some things, there's not necessarily much that's new. However, if you look at a Michael Kors, he's actually taking the nude and sparking it up a bit. Usually the nude would be a little conservative, quieter. This time when you're throwing some Swarovski crystals onto the heel, you're not trying to be quiet. You're definitely trying to make a statement.
Just a little bit of bling in your nude.
Just a little bit. And then we have some lovely, again, Michael Kors, but this is a much more conservative version, a classic. And then if you really want to get into something where you've got a little bit more excitement with your nudes, Python print's huge this season. So throwing in a little bit of animal. Yeah. And that it still stays in the nude realm, but it gives you a little bit more of an option.
Still has a nice look, and this one's got the wedge, which is nice and comfy for the summer too.
And says summer. I mean, nothing says summer like a rope wedge.
Absolutely, and the little clutches to pair along with your snakeskin or python or whatever you're doing.
That's right. Now, if you want to be even wilder, and I know you do.
I do.
Then we get into what is probably my favorite trend for this spring,
and that's what I've got on my feet here. This is the neon, and I love it. Let's start with the Manolos here.
Let's start with the Manolos, shall we?
Gorgeous. Let's just take a moment of silence to look at this, people. Now that is a shoe. Now we've got the loudness of the color, of course, but Manolo Blahnik didn't go too high on the heel with these. We're not seeing the big platform, so it's still lots of fun, but you can walk in this one.
You can walk in this one, and I mean, even though you don't have the platform, which sometimes can be a little, let's be honest, it can be a little on the trashy side, but if that's what you're going for, great. Something like this is sexy, but still, it's sexy, it's not trashy.
It is sexy. We can't stay understated when we are talking about the neon.
Right.
Okay, Stuart Weitzman has done a lot of the color as well.
He has, and what's great about this is a lovely, sort of almost conservative, but then the color really pops on this.
And then we're going into the purple hues. We haven't seen purple. You've got it on because you're a trendsetter, but tons of purple for spring, summer.
Tons of purple. I mean, it's coming through from fall, winter, and actually it's coming through from spring, summer of last year. So if you listened to me a year ago and bought some purple,
you would have been ahead of the curve.
You're ahead of the curve. Now, you might have to catch up now, and it might be a little hard to run in these, but it's not hard to like get places. They're fun. So, and then you don't usually see a grape purple suede in a huge high platform.
Super high, and we're seeing extreme highs and then the conservatives and lots of extremes.
You might want to limit yourself to 1 or 2 cocktails.
You got to be sitting down in those things, right? You just got to be admired by your people.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go to the Stuart Weitzman because he did the neon with an espadrille wedge.
I know, so now you get sort of that almost a nautical feel with the espadrille wedge, but then you also get a little bit of neon, so if you wanted to do 2 trends, 1 shoe,
2 trends, 1 shoe. It's going to be a hit on YouTube. Okay, and I have to say, the neon pink, this is my favorite in the store.
Again,
I love
Stuart
this.
Weitzman again, but again, there's no platform on this one. It's a very, very basic regular shank heel, and yet the color is what really makes
the pop is in the color.
When you think Uggs, you do not usually think a shoe that either of us would really be wearing other than on the couch.
Yes, right? The Uggs, they're comfortable, they're sheepskin, they're boots, we're ashamed, we love them.
They look like blankets on your toes.
Yes, exactly.
Would you believe that these are Uggs.
I actually couldn't believe it when you told me this, and they haven't done just this shoe here. Uggs have an entire shoe collection.
They have an
now.
entire line, both for men and for women, that are stylish, that have this sort of Bottega Veneta, some of them a basket weave like this. There's a sandal, there is a sort of fringe sandal. They have gone all out. They have some ostrich sandals, they have a python.
And I love the two-tone, three-tone thing we've got happening with
exactly.
this one.
And this woven leather is, well, it's a classic that never goes out. You would never expect to see it from Uggs, would you?
It's beautiful. Stephen, thank you so much.
Well, thanks
you can
for
go to
having me.
Browns. Go to their website if you want to find out where the Browns near you. We happen to be the one at Pacific Center if you want to check it out. So many shoes, so little time. I got to get back to this. If I could walk in these things, I would. But I'm going to stand right here where it's safe.
I could hold you.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Oh my God.